don't have to hold the button.
It's 11 o'clock. We'll call the March 30th, 2023 Finance Committee meeting to order. And we'll take a moment of silence this time. Okay. Grant, you want to lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we can get started, we need to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting.
I second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. I'll approve.
Aye.
All right, so this morning's meeting is to go over the proposals on hospitality tax for the grants that has been applied for, and I guess we'll do these individually, and then as the finance committee, we'll make the adjustments, referrals, whatnot to full council at our next month's budget meeting. So we'll start, and I'll let Brandon kind of introduce each one, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There was no public here, so I just wanted to make that for the record there. In the past, we've only received a handful of HTAX grant applications, but this year we received quite a few, so I wanted the Finance Committee to take a look at that. And as the Chair mentioned, we're just asking for direction and ultimately make a recommendation to council on funding these, fund all of them, none of them, parts of them, however y'all come up with. The first one I have in the packet here is from the Museum of the Cherokee in South Carolina. They've requested $5,000. They broke down some of their projects that they intend on doing. This is in line with what they normally ask for. They'll be doing some archaeology stuff, and then adding more things to their museum here in town. I'm not going to go through all the details, but their write-up is there. The next one is from the Oconee History Museum. They have a lot of artifacts in and around Walhalla and in the county, and they're asking for $8,500 to cover their electricity, fire safety, and security costs. This is a normal request as well. They've historically, as far as I know, they've requested this as well. The next one in red is from the Military Museum for $7,500. Is to finish their window project. Y'all funded this, I believe, last year, maybe year before last, to initiate the project and help replace their HVAC system, and they're just continuing the building upgrades is there as well. The next one is application from the Civic Auditorium for $45,000. They typically receive around 30, but they use this for advertising and marketing. The following one is from the Oktoberfest Committee for $25,000. the last couple of years, they have not received any funding, but I know in previous years before my time, I believe there was some funds given out of hospitality to them for fireworks and various sundry things. Again, that was before my time. So they're requesting the 25,000 to assist in providing security and field needs as well, and their budget's broke down there in the back like everyone else's. And the final packet here is from Main Street Walhalla in the amount of 72,000 for advertising, event costs, signage, and crosswalks. Their cost estimate also is included. In the past, we have dedicated a percentage of previous year's hospitality tax to the Main Street program. We'll see at Finance Committee your recommendation on, do we continue that percentage, do we go with a flat rate? And that's why we're here. So I'll entertain any specific questions. I'll answer them the best that I can from the documentation that I have. And if y'all need more information, I can find that too.
We wanna take them one at a
Let's
time.
let's just start back at the first one there.
Where's that guy gonna stay? I was looking at his hotel bill.
From the Cherokee Museum?
Yeah, $150 a night. He's staying around here.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's Seneca Clemson. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Clemson area,
Yeah.
I imagine.
I'm just making an
Just
assumption there.
interested.
Yeah.
I know Luther and them do a good job with
Absolutely.
everything they do, so,
Yeah.
and that's in line with what
Yeah.
they've been doing, so.
You know, and his door price to enter is a donation.
Yeah. Yeah.
He operates totally off of that.
This is for a dig, which is, you know, always trying to get some new stuff in there. Personally, I'm all right with this one, if that's how you,
Yeah.
that's about what he's been asking, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
My viewpoint on all of it is ideological, and it's not saying I'm for or against any of these things. I just don't think these things should be funded with the public's money. I think they ought to private donations for those that see it as worthy causes. And in the case, of course, of the Walhalla Civic Auditorium, they can raise their prices and easily take care of anything they want. So you just know where I stand on all of it. I'm gonna vote against all of them, not because of the merits of them, just because ideologically, I don't believe that it's our right to give toward ones. We need to keep our money in needs.
Understand?
So, what do we do on each one then? We don't make a motion here. We
Yeah,
do
we
make
need-
a motion to.
Yeah,
okay.
y'all make a motion and just recommend, to council what you wish to
Okay.
fund. Any of it, all of it, parts of it, however y'all wanna make that motion, however y'all wanna handle that.
We're gonna do them just like one.
I think so. Let's,
I think-
cause, we need to discuss the dollars on them
Yeah.
individually. And, as far as the Cherokee Museum,
I'd make a motion, we go with the 5,000.
I agree.
That we have, or that they are requesting. We don't
Okay.
owe 'em.
so I'll second that, so that'll move.
I guess for, we take a vote. I know two of y'all and Mr. Keen's already said that,
Yeah.
but for each
Yeah.
one, if you'll just
That's fine.
properly do a vote.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Opposed?
Against?
Nay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And now the 8,500 to the Oconee History Museum. And it's,
That's in a line too, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yes, sir.
Make a motion that we, I mean, I don't see anything,
This-
what I looked at was out of line or anything like that, that I'm not gonna see them go ahead and complete what they started there. I'll make a motion to go with the 8,500.
second. Well, to move it. Council? All in favor? Aye. Against?
Nay.
The third one is the
Is that Patriots Hall?
the Patriots Hall, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
military museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir.
7,500, and as Mr. Burton expressed, that's toward finishing up some stuff that we got started on, and that, I believe it was last year. We
Yeah.
granted them the money for some windows and upgrades on HVAC and whatnot.
Make a motion to accept, go with the 7,500.
Okay, second. In favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Now we get to the heavy duty ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the heavy ones.
This is the 45K for the auditorium, Walhalla Performing Arts Center. I didn't get I hadn't had a chance to talk to Mark. I do know last year he asked for and received 50,000. This is down.
I was thinking it was 40. Are you sure about that 50?
Pretty sure it was 50 last
Okay.
year. Just going off of memory, I didn't look at
Yeah.
the budget numbers,
I'll have
but,
to-
but I'm
I
pretty
can
sure
go back
it was
and look.
50.
Yeah.
So,
Stand by. I
Okay.
can go. Let me go through my sheet off.
While we're waiting, have you listened to that radio advertisement? Have you seen that?
on which one?
On that Earth FM that Mark uses?
Mm-mm, I haven't.
They kind of showcased downtown. He linked in with Main Street, Katy, and showcased some stores and businesses. It's kind of interesting.
So his total advertising is 80,400.
Yeah.
Do we know what they bring in? I mean, we should somewhere.
I don't know if Brandon might have seen their financials.
I didn't see anything in here. I mean, I'm just interested because they have buku of events. I mean,
Yeah.
I know some of them they may break even on, some of them they probably don't. See what the.
It's in there.
Just seems like a lot of advertising. just goes forward to council to,
On the budget meeting.
okay. Okay.
Basically, we're just making a
Yeah.
recommendation for the
Right.
budget.
Right.
It's not putting it in writing.
It was, for 23 approved was 40,000.
Okay, my fault.
What was, I'm sorry?
40.
40.
I was asking, do we know what they bring in a year by chance?
I didn't pull their financial statement off the state website. But I can
Yeah.
send that information to you. I
just
can
wonder what
request
they
that.
Bring in a number of events and stuff like this, but, yeah, I'd make a motion that we go to council with it. To me, that's what we've been, close to what we've been given.
Yeah.
I know one year, didn't we give them?
I think it added up to a little over 50 because there was some additional sponsorships.
Right,
Yep.
right, okay.
That was when they did the outdoors, probably.
Yes.
I'll make a motion. We
I'll
go
second to that recommendation.
So we can get it to council. But that one may be one that you need to,
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Nay. That was to approve that?
That's just the recommendation.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
council.
approve this to go to council.
Right.
You know where, when we do our budget meetings, there's on the end of the column, there's a request amount
Right.
and a recommended amount.
Mhm.
And so we're just, putting these in the recommended column.
Mhm.
Alright, 25,000 to Oktoberfest committee.
Is this for, and this is, I was looking at the back, this is security, fire and field is the,
Yeah.
when,
If you recall, we passed an ordinance to any event has to
right,
obtain a permit and then pay for these, or it's basically the overtime that it costs the city on
Right.
police and fire that has to be at the event.
Sanitation as
And
well.
But didn't we
sanitation.
also pass that we were gonna cover the costs on all these special events? We just passed something, we had all the special events listed.
Well, that's
I
cities.
said, let's stick to one per quarter. We didn't. It was past all of them. And we were saying that we were gonna cover the cost of these events. So wouldn't that already be covered?
No, this
by
is
the
not a
city.
city event. This is a nonprofit. The Oktoberfest committee is a nonprofit on their own. It is not a city sanctioned event.
I know in the past, we had asked, and I don't remember if it was last year, what they take in a
Mhm.
year. And it says here that, in one of the things that it draws 20,000, I thought I read somewhere, did I not? Maybe it was in that little, the festival draws over 20,000 people throughout the weekend. I don't know how much it costs to get in down there now, but when I was coaching, we did the gate. If you have a good week, now, was Clemson home this past week? This past year? They were, I think,
Yeah.
weren't they? That always knocked down a little bit, or if it rained or something like that, but I'm trying to get an estimate of what, or a guess of what they make that tent and,
Yeah.
and stuff,
I'll give you my 2 cents worth. You know, that's kind of a split operation,
Yeah.
and basically what's the city gains out of it is the firework display.
yeah.
So you know, personally, I would agree to fund them the cost of fireworks.
You know, it seems like, and fireworks is what, $5,000, and that,
I mean,
according to what this.
you know, a good display like they use these days is probably closer to 8.
They've got 8.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 for the fireworks.
Yeah.
That's right, that's right.
It's kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you pass a ordinance to events have to cover certain
Mhm.
items and then we pay for that
Yeah.
to happen. It's
Yeah.
contradictory.
It says, where it says fire, is that for the fire department, is that
Yeah.
what?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And they're renting the field,
Believe the field cost to some sanitation and any repairs, you know, after to put the field back in order after after the event.
Okay.
I believe that's what that's.
And that's
there,
pretty
'cause-
much always been there.
Yeah, yeah. That's been one of the things they do is put the field back.
Yeah.
right, 'cause it is a mess after that. I don't know, what'd you think? Well, it just seems like we're, this will be a paper too, won't it?
Oh, it's on TV now.
Yeah.
Enemies there.
Well, that's my recommendation, and I'm waiting to hear yours.
Well,
Um,
it just seems like, to me, that, like I said, what we're getting out of it, I mean, we know we have, you know, people from the town that spend money and this kind of stuff. Okay, how can I make this motion? Can you make a motion to not accept the complete cost, to look
Absolutely.
at,
we can make this, that's what this meeting's for, is
look at the.
to make the recommendation for the budget meeting.
Okay. You know, I'm not gonna motion, I'd like to fund them some, like we always have, you know, but I'd like to have council look at the amounts, you know, that if that needs to be altered or whatever, so I would word that one. You know, I don't wanna say just do $5,000 or $8,000.
Well, the last 2 or 3 years, they hadn't
Mm.
asked, the last 2 or 3 years, they hadn't asked for anything.
Yeah, no, that's true. And they seemed to, I thought they had a good one this year. You know, Clemson, you know, and
Can the chair make a motion?
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to fund them $8,000.
okay. All right, then I'll second that, and then we can go to.
That's what'll be in the recommendation column, and then it
That
can
sounds
be
good.
discussed if it
Okay.
needs to be at
Let's
the
do it.
budget meeting. All right, all in favor of recommending $8,000 to the Oktoberfest committee? Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Thank you. $92,000 requested for Main Street.
The last, tell us about last, what we have in the past,
Their
enablement
percentage.
percentage, right?
The very initial year, the city covered the cost. The following, the two subsequent years, there was, in the budget ordinance, we allocated them a certain percentage of prior year's earnings. 1 year, it was in 2022 they were given $56,415, and in 2023 they were given $85,000. That was 45 or 40% of last year was. Was 45% of the gross earnings from the prior year. We only estimated I think 270 something thousand in FY22, and we collected 297,000. So that's why there was a big jump, because we only estimated giving them 65,000 this current physical year, but in actuality it was 85 just due to the increased revenue.
Our, hospitality money, how do we stand with?
So far, we've collected 193,000 year to date. Now, this was just towards the end of February, so this doesn't reflect March. So we're on target. We collect around 23 to 25 a month. So we're probably on target to meet the 285 to 290,000. I don't know that we'll hit the 297 this year because we did lose the Hungry Hiker, but we've got a couple that have taken its place, smaller, but so there is opportunity to maintain that level.
And, we did fund them pretty heavily getting this program kicked off.
Right.
And I think it's a vital tool to have in downtown. And, the city is already committed to a lot of the big events that we're having this year.
Exactly,
Yeah. So personally, I don't see the need for that requested amount. I could go as low as 40,000, no more than 60, because I don't, and I definitely do not want to go on a percentage. I mean, I think we can set a set amount and they can operate off of it, because they do a lot of fundraising. They get donations that helps them
They
out.
do.
Yeah.
I don't, make a motion that we fund a percentage of that. Like I said, I think 72,000 is quite, a large amount.
Yeah.
And you said percent, I started writing these down. You said 1 year was 52 or
I'll have to
something.
go back and look at the FY22, but this last one was 40. It might have been 50, because there was a range in the ordinance
Yeah.
that we could go. Let me find it.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
And and also we use a lot more of this H-tax money for rec now too.
Yeah. Yeah.
From how I read it, we could use it all for rec.
You can use, yeah, I mean,
And rec actually need. And these aren't.
Did you,
It was 50 and 45 earlier. Yeah.
then I'd say so we can get this, at least the recommendation, 'cause that can change when we get there, so.
I'd like to recommend 40.
I was gonna say 45, you know, so,
I can go, yeah, I can agree with that.
I'd like a motion that we recommend, we go 40, I think 45,000, and then when it gets to council, or we can, you know, our budget, and see how those work in there, because you know, and I'm very big, like, about rec and stuff, that program's really needs some work, and, you know, I don't wanna pass over that, when we could be putting some more into rec, and I think we're gonna be going in the right direction eventually, so that would be my recommendation.
All right, I'll
45.
second.
Now, I just have a question. Do you feel that you ought to recuse yourself on Main Street, considering you live on Main Street, and the money's going to promote your street?
I kinda thought the Main Street was just the whole, no, I mean, yeah, I live on Main Street, but, I haven't really thought about, you know, the money going just 'cause I live there, you know, giving them, you know, how much, do you think that's something I don't think so personally, but,
I'm
yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I'm leaving it up to you. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
Dave-
have you
David
thought
and I-
about it? What do you think? You know,
Yeah.
and if you haven't thought about it, I
Yeah.
understand that,
Yeah.
but maybe you should. Because if it was going to Playground or Poplar, I'd have to consider that seriously.
Mm. I'm good with what we said on that, so,
And all in favor?
aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay?
Well, that covers the recommendations. You have anything else?
No, sir. I'll put these together, and I'll have these again at the April the 8th meeting, and I'll just fill in your recommendations in the worksheet, and y'all can discuss that further then. I appreciate this. This helps me put this piece together. So,
All right,
Thank you, Brandon.
thank you.
motion to adjourn?
I can second that.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.